Hey guys, Mike here from LensProToGo.com, and I've got a workflow solution for Lightroom that I think is going to knock your socks off. It's the Xtremist board by Pusher Labs, and it's used in conjunction with the Pfixer software. Basically, it's an interface control board for controlling Lightroom, and it gives you all of those dumb sliders that are in your software and turns them into actual physical buttons. It makes editing so much easier. It's that time of year where wedding photographers and photographers in general are pretty much ready to shoot themselves. And that's probably because you've got a workflow backlog like you've never seen before. Now, I've felt that stress and I shoot a ton of photos. This time of year, I'm always ready to pull my hair out. So I've been through quite a few different solutions, and my primary software is Adobe Lightroom. So I spent a lot of time when I was first starting out trying to figure out how to make my Lightroom process faster. Did all sorts of different software tweaks, got better with my own photography, and that helped, but I was never really able to crack between 100 to 175 images an hour. So it put me in search of a way to find a way to speed up my Lightroom workflow. So I tried a couple of different hardware things. Some of them were keyboards, some of them were other dedicated pieces, and nothing just really seemed to work well until I found the Pfixer panel. So basically what this is, it's a software and hardware suite that gives you full control over virtually every aspect of Lightroom physically on a control interface. And it makes editing so much faster. I was able to improve my workflow from about that 100 to 175 all the way up to like between 300 to 400 images an hour. So I'll kind of go through the basic layout of how this works. For the most part, you've got 9 sliders here, which are motorized. So they'll remember the position of your images. You'll be able to click and it'll show you where your settings are at. It makes it really handy as you move from image to image. Then you have this bank of rotary knobs. There's one up here in the top, there are 8 knobs, and then you have one here down the side. The one up top allows you to adjust different aspects of your image from rotation to crop, and then some of the distortion and vignetting adjustments. This side here on the right gives you white balance, tint, vibrance, saturation, and then your tone curve adjustments as well. Up top, there are some options here for flagging and culling if you want to increase ratings and those types of things, as well as doing, reset, undo, and some other controls for your tools like the radial tool, your gradient, spot removal, those types of things. Basically, it makes it so that your entire interface, short of having when you have to use the mouse, you're able to control right here on the board. So let me just kind of fly through a couple images and show you what the workflow looks like. So if I flip over to this image here, I can say like, okay, great. And these are my base adjustments of what I had put in there. So I can make an adjustment to exposure. It's right here on this slider. So I can keep my eyes right on the image the entire time that I'm editing, and it makes the process really, really simple. So I know that I'm adjusting highlights here. You can go over here and adjust vignette. I know if I want to dial the blacks down, I've got them right here. And then let's say I want to sort of warm the image up, I can adjust the color temperature here and then adjust the tint. So once I'm happy with that image, I can just click forward to the next image. Now, the best part of the workflow, especially for wedding photographers, because oftentimes you have images that are shot in the same session, you can just paste the settings to the image and then you're good to go. If you need to make a slight adjustment, like this one looks a little hot, I'm gonna bring the exposure down just a little bit, maybe dial back the vibrance, and then hit the next image. This allows you to really fly through your photos at a, record-breaking pace. It didn't take me long to sort of figure this board out. It became really natural. That's the nice thing about wedding photography is that you edit 500 to 1,000 images at a time. I would say that if you're shooting smaller volumes, it might take you a little bit longer to get accustomed. But honestly, within the first wedding, I was up and running, and it just turbocharged my workflow. I can't say enough good things about what this has done. Obviously, it does take up a fairly big amount of real estate. There are some solutions. Pfixer actually makes a smaller, more portable version called the Minimal, which is awesome. It's basically like this size here. It's some rotary knobs and then 2 banks of buttons and 1 fader adjustment. And there are other products in the pipeline. I definitely think if you're looking for a solution for your workflow and you want to speed things up, check them out. So I think that about does it for this video. If you want to learn more about the Xtremist panel and the Pfixer software, head on over to our blog. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching.